Alrighty. So, we are going to start with a big recap because A, we have somebody who isn't from our main campaign, and B, I want everybody to be very well aware of where we are in comparison to what's going on the other side of the world. So I have everybody set up where they were at this point in the story. It's a little quieter than it should be. Why is this so quiet? Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah, me either. Alright, so about 4 months ago, the party found themselves outside of the Church of Arin in the capital of Zelk. A series of events had led a scholar of the here, and I will put an X so everybody can see where we're at. Alright, so 4 months ago, the party was in the capital city of Zelk, outside of the Church of Arin, as a sorcerer from the Zelkan College. Got it. Sorcerer from the Zelkan College had been a part of the Order of the Eyes, an evil, shadowy organization that has been fucking with the party for a long time. They seek to make Kaifin a god in the world's pantheon. But Lox had gone rogue. He had previously ascended to lichdom using a young girl as a phylactery. He then used the Bia at the Church of Arin, a point of power located along the ley lines through which souls travel, and the power of the island of Narth flows. Gods fight for control of these Bias, and it powers their godlike abilities and keeps them immortal and such. Lox was working on Ascension as the party was there and began to intervene as he took on a godlike form. He was somewhere in between Lich and God as the party engaged him with combat. At this point, Valin Coinsgrace, the party's cleric of Arin, told her brother something very important. Do you remember what it was, Valin?
No, I don't.
Valin told her brother to take the people from the church and Zelk to safety. She instructed him to take them to the frontier because she knew it was safe there. And with that, her brother Trey Lalek gathered as many of the followers of Arin as he could from the city and hopped on a ship on the way out to the frontier. The party fought against Lox. The god Vindane, a god of chaos and death, joined the party in the combat in order to undo what this lich was doing, making his godhood look like a joke. In the middle of the combat, Lox had opened up a black hole, which rendered a huge fracture through the structure of the Isle of Narth, leaving parts of the island floating in the gravity as things started getting sucked into this black hole. It completely consumed the church. In the middle of the fight, Androx threw himself at Lox and was saved, thankfully. The phylactery girl showed up riding a amalgamation... Or no, the phylactery girl's sister showed up riding an amalgamation of bodies into a wolf called Fenrir, which was quickly stopped by Anakur. The phylactery girl did show up. Wolf girl was saved. Vindane removed the phylactery curse upon the phylactery girl. And the party thankfully defeated Lox Han. Leaving the city of Zelk in ruins. The party remained there for a few days, hoping that things would be alright, as the ship was making its way towards the frontier. While the big fight was happening in Zelk, there was two young women, at the town of Forport that had met the party a little while earlier. They had interacted, and a budding romance sort of formed between Anakur and one Bay Hartfell. The two girls, while they were there, found the city assailed by a horde of undead, corrupted by shards of inky purple crystals. They helped the town protect itself, and at that point, I believe there was a message sent to Anakur, who was on his way out of Zelk at the behest of Vindane, to make his way somewhere else. I believe that Anakur instructed Bay to follow Trey to the frontier, to which she had no reason not to trust him. And her and Winlith, her best friend, hopped on the ship that Trey was on his way to the frontier with. Vindane asked the party to make their way underground and find the Cradle of Arin, a mysterious place where the goddess Arin would be reborn, as she had just recently fused with the god Gnome, who was on his deathbed, and become the god Titan. Arin was being reborn because the faith of her followers, fueled by her Bia, were recreating her, and the party was instructed to find and protect this child like Arin. As the party was about to leave, Androx had decided to stay behind to help in the capital of Zelk, as many of the people there thought that he might make a good leader, as his sort of just nature and mildly childlike innocence sort of made a trustworthy person. And he had always defended and done the right things before. Vindane, concerned about the party, summoned one of his followers for them, using his godlike powers. With that, where was Graveheart, you think, when Vindane summoned him out in Blue Sands? Rory?
He was probably out in the field, in the desert, either hunting for something to eat or slaying any zombies that were coming through.
Thankfully, there were no zombies out at the Blue Sands, but you were out hunting, doing your thing, when all of a sudden you felt the pull of your god. Vindane said in your head, "I have need of you." And you said, "Okay." And with that, Graveheart was teleported from the Desert of Demons out on the frontier to the city of Zelk.
That feels like putting a child in a supermarket.
With a new bird friend, the party was bolstered and they made their way underground. And while this attack was all happening above ground, simultaneously there was an attack on a little village of mouse people in the forest to the northwest. There, two key figures escaped in different directions. One brave mouse girl made her way down the tunnels that the very creatures attacking her town had used to enter. Giant purple centipedes with crystals corrupting them. And so she ran, barely being able to see, to the southeast. They ended up at the very entrance where Anakur, Graveheart, and Valin just so happened to be making their way underground. Oh my gosh. Select the ones I want, not all of them, please. And a new party was formed as they made their way underground. The other brave little mouse had to flee above ground in the chaos as the centipedes burst out from the very burrows that they had used to protect themselves for so long. She found herself against a cliff where she had been told before to head south and seek a large tree. As she made her way south, she didn't see any trees, but she did find a path, and she followed it as best she could. She happened to come across a school of bards. They told her that they were fleeing as things were very bad here. And they told her that if they had seen any of her people, they would send them in the same direction. But for now, they told her she should head west along the path of the secret back entrance to their college, and that there would be a dock where a ship would meet them. And so she listened, trying to stay safe, not knowing, and hoping that her people would find these same kind people, a group of people that enjoyed song and music and protected the innocent. As she followed the secret path, she found herself amazed by the wonders. There was a river of stars, magical little motes that floated through the air, lighting up darkness, running off into the distance to a lighthouse that she could just barely see to the southeast, peeking over the trees, that had a star-like light that shifted with rainbow colors. As she headed west, making her way to the dock that she was told about, the trees had rainbow leaves in all sorts of colors, glittering like gems above. And she found a fork in the road she was told about and headed south to the dock, where the ship met up with her. And she jumped on the ship, hoping that more of her people would catch up with her, or that she might find them out in this world. Because everybody could be anywhere at this point. As all this is happening, far to the north, in the Hotfoot Steppes, the lava-clad wastes of Salamander. Up in Salamander's Rest, a temple to the god of war and fire. He awakens one of his followers who has been in slumber for eons. She was old when she fell asleep, but now she is even older than she remembers. Mitsuru, you awaken to your god, booming. My child, I seek your aid. To which I assume Mitsuru, being an angel created by Salamander, listened to his command.
Yes.
My angel.
Sorry.
My child, Onakir. He turned against my decree. I asked him to free me to stoke the flames of war in the city of Zelk. And at this point, he has done the opposite and set them back to the path of peace. I do not understand why he strays so far, but I would like to understand. That being said, he has gone somewhere I cannot see, and I would have you seek him out and attempt to discover where our differences lie. To this end, I would have you help me in another way. His sister, my daughter, they were twins, is in the southwest, in a place that the people of the city of Zelk call the Frontier. Accursed Sylph and Arenic lands, protected by that cad Vindane. I would have you head here, seek out my daughter Elmira, who is corrupted by our enemy, the last vestiges of Shaden, given new name Heartscorn, by the, well, former ghost in the song. If you can, I would have you find some way to release her from the curse that now blights her. If you fly about 2 days to the southwest, you should arrive at the Zelkin front of Riverport. I cannot leave this place anymore. Arin saw to it that I am sealed here, but we will get to that. If we can turn Onakur to our side, I will be free. So please, listen to me once more, my child. Go. Find your brother and sister. Bring them to our cause.
On your command.
Thank you, Mitsuru. I trust in you. And with that, Mitsuru and the ship made their way towards Riverport. As the ship and Mitsuru arrive in Riverport, the main party, aka the Titan Sent Saints, found themselves just outside Burrowton, in the corner of the lake near the Zelkin mines. But we shall leave them for now, as their story is a different story. Not an entirely different story, but you know what I mean. And with that, we will pick up on the adventure of our new heroes, as the party is riding the ship west from Zelk. Did anyone on the ship have anything they wanted to do, or did they want to introduce themselves at all, or anything like that?
Bay is going to look around, see her friend, all of the refugees, and seeing that we're in kind of a tightly packed ship, she's going to take a look out and notice a person sticking out of the crowd, not because they are tall or anything, but because they appear to be the only mouse folk on the ship. Bay's going to approach Ivy and introduce herself. Well, hi there, my name's Bay. I haven't seen many of your kind around here. Are you on your way to the frontier? Well, I'd assume you are. You're on the ship.
I don't know where I'm going, honestly, but yeah, sure, why not? I'm Ivy Hicks.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Ivy. I'm Bay. Bay Hartfall. And then holds out her hand.
Well, I guess I'm stuck with y'all.
Well, I guess we're all stuck together right now. This is a pretty cramped vessel, but I guess you can't really expect too much else from a passenger vessel. But you're more than welcome to stick around with us. You don't look all that incapable yourself, but I'm sure you don't want to get lost around here. So keep an eye out for me and my buddy. We'll definitely keep you safe. And then I will point over to Gwynlith, who I am unsure if she would have followed me over or not.
I was climbing out of the below deck.
Oh, okay. Point to the person spider climbing out of the below deck. Just point to the person climbing from below deck. That's my buddy Winlith. if you're looking for any other conversation or maybe just a place to hang out, we're more than welcome.
Okay. Cool.
I just don't advise hanging in the hammocks down there. They're kind of crowded. I noticed the boat's slowing down. Are we almost at port?
Not too sure. Guess we'd have to go ask the captain now, wouldn't we?
As you look to the I forgot the name of the steering wheel on a ship, but the captain is older, gruff-looking dwarven fellow. He's got like a tricorn hat and an eye patch. He's got these like gloves with like hooks for holding onto ropes, and he's standing next to one Trey Lalek, the brother of Valin Coins Grace.
Yeah. Off on the side, Trey is speaking to one of his clergymen just to ask for about the status of his congregation and how people are doing, and informing them that just going to the frontier, things are really scary right now, but if we hold together and trust one another, the group will be able to survive.
Yes, everybody's been very well fed. We're running out of supplies, but that shouldn't be a problem because we are pulling into port now, sir. I'll start gathering everybody up so that they can file out onto the dock.
Alright, I trust you with this task. Thank you.
Meanwhile, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna cut over to Mitsuru as you arrive in the city of Riverport. You find it abandoned. There is signs of struggle everywhere. There's broken buildings, footprints from some sort of large creature. Go ahead and give me an investigation check at advantage. So you have a good amount of time to do it.
Oh, why did it pop me over here?
Probably because might have been me.
Oh no, you're good. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now how do I? What would I roll?
And the cursor's on the shield that you can double click on to pull up your character sheet. Let's try that again and not my mouse.
Detail. No. I apologize. Okay, then
Oh.
how do I activate? Oh, add advantage. There we go.
You
You have a
are.
negative to intel.
Yes, sir. That she does. As Mitsuru looks around Riverport and investigates, you are an angel created by a dragon. You know the signs of a dragon. This is a dragon did this. The big giveaway is that neither of the gates into the walled city have been damaged, but the buildings have been rampaged, and there are very clear signs of a dragon. Though you're not sure what kind. And as you're investigating, you see a ship approaching from the east.
Oh. Ship approaches. I might need to go check that out. Okay.
And as Mitsuru notices the ship, the rest of you on the ship see the ship slowly pull in and dock to this large stone dock that juts out into the fork in the river, and the boat sort of like rests against it so that it doesn't flow downriver. There's another part of the river that comes from the northwest, and you can sort of make out like a waterfall way on the horizon, that like just a dot from here. But yeah, you all see the boat pull up to this walled little outpost city of Zelk. And the captain and his crew sort of go about mooring the ship to this dock. What are the rest of you doing?
Is it incredibly quiet except for the water?
Yeah. There's birds and like animal noises and the river, and the boat like bumping up against the stone, but that's about it.
Shouldn't there be people noises?
Like what? Hello? Hi? Goodbye.
Life, people
I'm walking.
working.
Sorry.
Trey went up to the group. Yeah, this place was supposed to have at minimum blah blah blah. How many people? Maybe like 5. I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking for the population, but yeah, it's supposed to be people here, and not hearing any sound. This is not good. If he like sighs.
I will begin stringing my bow.
Let's see.
It could be that everybody's being quiet.
The captain sort of chimes in. Should be at least a couple hundred people here. I'm sure you'd hear something.
Trey just looked at one of his clergymen and just say, as soon as we dock, get a squad of 4 people to go out into the town, to the village and surrounding areas, and find out and report anything unusual. And he like looked at the group and just asked them like, "Hey, mind if I join you guys on your little squad? I have a limited amount of people that need to protect the bigger group.
Your little right-hand man you were talking to a moment ago says, sir, I don't think that I don't know if we have anybody that's qualified to scout.
Ooh, I can do it.
Quick question before we continue on with that, before Rory continues on. I need a clarifying thing. Before we got onto this ship, are we acquainted with Trey right now? Because me and Winlith were sent to meet up with him, so I'm assuming we've all made contact and had communication.
I do believe you had updated her on what was going on for the most part.
Yeah, I told her to run into Trey, but I wasn't sure if since we'd gotten on the boat, if we would have already, I would have seen him or Bay would have seen him, been like, "Oh, are you Trey?" Or if that's a moment that's about to happen, then we can play that out.
I mean, I think that's up to you. Because if you would have if you think she would have gone through the ship and found him earlier on.
I think that on the ship, it might have been a little bit too hectic, but now after, I think it's a good idea to continue now, but we can continue with Rory.
Okay.
We can do it now.
Well, that's...
Wenlick was just volunteering to scout.
The guy will go, well, at least we've got one volunteer.
And anywhere Wenlick is going, I'm definitely not going to leave her.
Well,
we could all just do it, and then we could just protect each other.
I'll join in.
What's your name, by the way?
My name is Trey. I am the leader of this congregation of the Church of Arin.
Well then, you're somebody that I was looking for. I was told to meet up with you and your little refugees. We assumed that we knew that y'all were the refugees, but we just hadn't inked out who you were yet. Anakur told me to meet you, so yeah, you got us.
Oh, my sister and her party. They asked you to come down here.
Oh, I assume if your sister was that nice-looking cleric lady that was with us, then yeah.
He chuckled slightly. Yep, that would be my sister.
Well then, Trey, I say you've got yourself a little merry band here, but I wouldn't go so far as to getting your refugees to do some work for you. How about you hop on with us and we'll go, all of us will go take a look out and the refugees can stay back where it's safe.
I agree. I'll join you. There's a lot of things I need to make up for.
Is there anybody in the refugees that can handle themselves in case, they get boarded?
We have a few clerics, but nobody that's particularly ready for the wilds. But we should be able to handle ourselves as long as we're in a safe and fortifiable location.
Anybody know message? In case we need to come back real quick.
No, but I can talk to plants.
One of your party actually has a way to communicate with people.
I think the question was being directed at the refugees.
Yeah, kinda.
I don't think there's anybody amongst us that has anything like that.
Well, here's an idea then, and May's gonna pull out her quill, and she's going to send the captain just a little hey, essentially, and be like, this message, I'm sending you a sending spell with this. It's gonna act like a voice in your head, essentially. Just you'll, at any point, you'll be able to pretty much reply to that message in your head. If anything happens and you need immediate assistance, send me that, reply to that message SOS, alright?
Very smart, young lady.
Why, thank you. It does you good keeping communicated when you come from a clan of people who like to be secretive.
I can imagine something like that makes stealth much easier.
That indeed, and being able to change into a mouse doesn't hurt neither. Alright, well, seeing that we've got our mode of communication out of the way, I say we set to go check out this this town here and see what's going on.
Trey, like, look to the captain, like, alright, I have a question. If things come to a point where this area is not safe, what is your continuity plan?
Well, I have a boat, so if things get real bad, we'll just go out for the ocean. You can
Hopefully it
send
won't
us
come to that, but
we'll send you a message if something like that happens, and you can just send us another one of them fancy messages back.
I just sorry, I'm leaving a bunch of people in your hands for a short time.
Well, things are kind of crazy right now. Who knows what things are like back in Zelk at this moment?
Meanwhile,
But don't worry, Father. We'll keep an eye on your people for you if you want to leave them entrusted to us for now.
For now, thank you. I'll do whatever I can to repay you back for this kindness.
You've got kids? How many?
Winless would not. I don't. That's. Is Winless that spacey? To just think that a person calling a clergyman father is gonna be like.
No, she's just trying to rib him. For his discomfort.
So I imagine the group begins to make their way off the ship. And as you get onto the dock, you see a fiery red-headed angel making her way down the stone dock as well.
I will lean over and quietly whisper, do you think she has something to do with the fact that it's quiet?
Well, we don't know, but err the side of caution.
Mitsuru, you see 4 individuals getting off the ship and heading in your direction. Why don't we take this moment to go and do the rounds here, and everybody can describe what your character looks like and like a base rundown of who you are, what your personality is, and whatnot. Let's go alphabetical order. So first up, we have Bay Heartfall.
Oh well, how do we do? I'm Bay Heartfall. I am a druid. I am 5'10". I have fair white skin, red curly hair, a bushel of it. I'm 26 years old. She's got a crude sense of humor. She deals with her problems in a very direct manner. She's not one to pussyfoot around, essentially. And anybody that is willing to fight alongside her and like help her, she's willing to do the same for them. She's a very loyal person, but she is not she is not overly trustworthy. Like she's not gullibly trustworthy. She does keep caution, but she's got emerald green eyes. She's just pretty. Like she looks like she belongs in nature while trying to exist outside of it, being that she has recently left her druid coven or whatever. I'm not sure what the coven circle. Left her druid circle on a sort of like personal mission to just. I think it was cartography. Was she tried to find something for herself, and she decided to map the lands in an attempt to better know the world around her, and set out to travel alongside her best friend, Winless. And, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Up next will be Ivy Hex.
Ivy Hex is a mousefolk, of course. Gray fur, loves purple and black. That's kind of the combination. Little tufts of hair is in purple on top of the head. Purple. Sorry. Purple. And kind of the personality is kind of tough. She's kind of tomboyish. And
I straight thought it was the mob boss.
and so like very likes to fight, likes to do all that stuff. So you're in good hands.
You said to me you wanted your character to be part of a family from Burrowton. So who are the main hexes you are looking for right now?
I have 5 brothers and 2 sisters that are AFK because I don't know where they are, and I'm trying to find them currently. It is very emotional for me, but I'm going to act tough through the whole thing. Like it ain't a big deal, but it is.
Five brothers and 5 sisters, huh?
Yep.
Do you have any parents still?
I would imagine so, yes. So they must have ran off with them. I've always been sort of the independent person, so they've never had to worry about me. So they probably kind of just went off on their own, knowing I would follow.
That you'd hunt him down and find him. Yeah, and it was chaos when Burrowton fell, so it's understandable that you got separated. There's a good chance you feel on some level that potentially your family might have gotten separated a little too. Who knows where anyone is? I had a noting somewhere of all of the mice. I'm just going to make note somewhere that there are 12, or actually 13 including Ivy, 13 members of the Hex family. Okay, that brings us to our Angel of Salamander, Mitsuru.
So she is an angel with long red hair down her back, piercing bright blue eyes, and she's been given a mission by her god to find her brothers, or brother and sister, and see what has happened with them. She is a paladin and very protective of her friends and party members, and very weary of anyone new because she's been burned in the past.
A past that is a very, very long time ago for you, too.
Yes.
As you flew over the world, you already have seen how much it's changed. Everything is different from how you remember it. And that's not crazy in this world. As gods take control of Bias, the lands around them shift and alter, but nothing is anything like how you remember it. The biggest mountain out to the west that you used to be able to see all the way from Salamander's Rest, it's in ruins. And the water that provides the river that runs past Riverport comes from there, and you can see all of the crystals from the geode inside the mountain poking out here and there. You also know that that's where Gnome once rested, and you can't see Gnome's crystal, so you can only assume something happened with that, but that's another problem for another time. And with Mitsuru introduced, let us move on to Trey Lalek.
Trey Lalak, he is an angel with silver white eyes and like an off-white hair. He has like what looks like a medical mask over his mouth. He's pretty tall. He's about 6'2". He is despite being the leader of the Church of Aaron, he is still very, very shy, and it takes a while for him to open up to new people. And once he does, he's a people pleaser. He just likes to make people happy, and so that's like partly why he was given the role that he was given. Currently, he's not doing the best, considering everything that happened in Zelk, and he feels responsible for what has happened.
There's a good chance that he feels responsible for what happened because, well, a good part of it, the responsibility does lie with him. Having helped Lox with some of his plans and ultimately leading to everything that did happen. He almost sold the party out in order to protect the people of Zelk, thinking he was doing the right thing at the time.
He was manipulated.
Yeah, just a lot of it. And with Trey on the table, let's go and move along to Winlith Winter Shadow.
Winlet is 5'10" with brown hair, steel blue eyes, pointy ears, indicating that she is definitely an elf. Of the wood variety. Dressed in your typical elven attire with a chain armor, wearing a cloak. She seems kind of bubbly and sometimes a bit pestery in ways. Likes to tease. And she's got 2 swords and a bow with her at all times when she is exploring.
Yeah, and just like the rest of the group, you've sort of been swept up into this new adventure. But as you all begin to gather and introduce yourselves on this dock, we'll pick the roleplay back up.
Bay is going to raise a hand, waving towards this angel, this red-haired angel on the dock, like kind of in a way showing that like we come in peace, like hands up, but like, hey, you have any idea what happened around? Supposed to be people here, and he is you.
Wait a second. I gotta reconnect my mouse. Don't work with me right now. There we go. Okay. It seems to be the town was attacked by a dragon.
A dragon?
Yes. The buildings inside have been destroyed, but the gates are completely intact. To which dragon, I have no idea. But there's no one else around, from what I could tell.
So were like any of the buildings and things burnt?
Not burnt, just destroyed. Not completely, though.
So maybe not the fire-breathing type of dragon.
And I don't know how long ago it was destroyed.
Are there bodies?
No, not that I could see. I had only just arrived not too long before you guys.
Well, I think it's best we check it out, get a fuller look, see if there's anybody left or anybody still in there.
Or mass footprints, hopefully.
My thoughts exactly.
Hmm.
Oh, my shoulder.
Or maybe some even underground areas where someone might be hiding.
Hopefully we can find someone to help us figure out what fully happened here.
All right. So, the party makes their way into Riverport. As you all begin looking around, you do actually find a few bodies.
Can I tell by the looks of them or the smell whether they've been there for a long time or not?
Um, it it doesn't seem like they've been here for a long time. It happened pretty recently. Um, it it doesn't seem like there was anybody like official wise of importance or anything like that. Um, I mean, every life lost sucks, obviously, but you don't see anybody in like guard uniforms. You don't see like a mayoral or a ducal official or anything. Yeah, there's nobody around that jumps out as like that person was important. So that's something, but you do notice that the gate to the western road is open, and the like pulley system or whatever, the like thing that you turn to like pull up the gate, is like wedged to be like lodged open.
They were able to get this to stay open so people could escape. Very clever.
And as you begin examining the gate, a young half-elf woman sort of pokes her head out of the gatehouse and like looks up and around before greeting you. Hi, everybody went west. I just sort of, hi. Leta Hojan, leader of the Riverport Guard.
Hi.
Hello.
Doesn't look like you guarded too much. But it was a dragon. From the looks of it.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for a dragon. I'm 16.
Trey like walks up to her and says like, "You are a member of the guard here. I am Trey. I am the leader of the Church of Aran, and these are my new friends."
It's nice to meet you all. Just keep an eye out, because it could be anywhere. It's been about a day now, maybe? I stopped hearing it a while back. I've been too afraid to leave.
So, like, what color was it?
It was black, inky. You couldn't make out where it started or ended.
Sounds
That's not good.
interesting.
How many of your villagers were able to survive, and have you found a safe place?
I told everybody to head to the outpost. So, Either they went there or they went somewhere else that they thought was safe.
Where's the
Well,
outpost?
If you take the road west, you'll see a lake to the north, and it's right after the lake.
why don't you come with us until we get to the outpost so you can maybe feel reassured that your people are safe.
She sort of like looks at Riverport, and like looks at the party.
I mean, there's not. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I mean, there's not much of a reason to stay here.
You're right. Not much to guard. Everything's sort of rubble now.
It's the people that matter, so you could guard them. Let's go.
And a village can be rebuilt, but a community cannot.
She'll like smile at that and nod at you, and she'll like timidly like step out from the guardhouse, and like affix a longsword to the hilt of her belt.
Were you injured in any way?
I'm fine. I sort of just ran and hid.
Which way did the dragon come from, if you remember it all?
It came from the desert.
Interesting.
It flew out of the desert and over the river and just came on the town. If I had to...
Do you happen to catch where it went with?
I didn't see, but it sounded like it headed southwest? South? I don't know. But also thinking back, if I really think about it, I think when I first saw it, it looked like it was coming out from the eastern part of the desert. Like it was heading straight west.
So there's like mountains over there and a forest. And even further
say
east from that, there's the ocean. But I try to figure out the kind of dragon that it is.
You can give me a like knowledge check of some kind. Religion, nature, history. Dragons are legendary creatures in this world, and seeing one is like unheard of.
Would I also be able to?
But I'm sure they exist in books and legend.
Yeah, everybody's pretty well aware of what they are. Like everybody in the real world is aware of dragons. But like they're like so there are some people that are like dragons aren't real. What the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't sound like any sort of dragon you've ever heard of. At first, when she described it, you thought it might be a black dragon, but it's definitely not a black dragon.
So it might be a new form of dragon.
That being said, there's not much research to work off of when it comes to dragons.
Black ink dragon.
Could I do a perception check to see if I can, because they said it like flew off uh, into the south or something like that. Then I want to see. Since they described it as inky, I want to see if I can try and see if it was dripping.
An ink trail.
I won't make you make a check for it. You go looking around for any sort of like inky mess it might have left behind, and it doesn't seem to have left any sort of like residue of any kind. There's some inky black blood that probably came from it that you find, but it isn't leaving a trail of any kind. It doesn't seem like it got too injured in the fight here.
Yeah.
Is there any empty, unbroken bottles around that Trey could, like, try to get the liquid into for, like, I don't know, evidence? I don't know, something like evidence or. Yeah.
Oh,
If you on the Discord, if you click on the voice chat and then right click him, you should be able to turn his volume up. I have him turned up to max, so that's why I can hear him.
like I have the volume issue everywhere.
But yes, Trey is able to easily find some empty bottles in some of the mess.
You hear me now? Is that better? I tried adjusting some of my settings too.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. So, does Trey collect up some of that blood?
Yes.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and make note of that in your inventory.
Am I supposed to have thieves' tools and a disguise kit?
I don't know. Maybe?
But I have proficiency. Okay, well, I was thinking at least the thieves' tools for trap,
Yeah.
disarming and stuff.
And you're a level 12 adventurer. You're prepared. If you can add them to your inventory, go ahead. Either way.
Okay.
But yeah, Letta hangs out sort of like right outside the gate, like just sort of like looking up towards the mountains to the south, like I hope it doesn't come back sort of look.
Lifeblood is very peculiar.
Alrighty. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to do?
No, I'm good.
I want to examine the bodies that we saw and see what type of, like, how they're hurt. Like, are they? Does it look like they got bit and like something corrosive? Does it look like they were melted, burned, just crushed?
Yeah. What type of gore are we looking at?
If it feeds or if it's just needing to cause destruction.
Let's see. It almost looks like some of the bodies had their very essence drained from them. Like they look withered, like withered husks. Some of the bodies were crushed in the jaws of a dragon, and some have claw marks.
There's a lot that look like they're just mummified remains.
Yeah, like if you touched them, they'd turn to dust.
That's an interesting way to die.
That's unnatural.
Anybody want a Capri Sun?
I'm more of a high C pouch box kind of gal.
I think the dragon took all of the Capri Suns.
Jesus.
Maybe it's time to go find the others.
I promise I'm not a vampire.
That's what a vampire would say.
The world is a vampire.
Well,
I feel like we should go before the dragon decides to come back.
well, we don't have much of a place to go, I think. If the dragon's moved on, I think it's safe to say if it hasn't come back yet, it might not be coming back. But we've got a whole ship full of refugees that I don't know if we have another place that we can just hop on that boat and skedaddle to. So I think we might need to just refortify this town, and we might need to go on a little hunt.
Yeah, my people's safety is paramount. They already been through enough.
You don't think we should go to the outpost and do it there?
I mean, if you want to drag all these people along to the outpost.
I say we should have a group head up to the outpost, and then maybe the refugees trail behind by several miles, so that way if something happens at the outpost, we can immediately run down the road and inform them before they get there.
That doesn't sound too safe for the refugees.
My thoughts, we can have a couple people go and check out the outpost while the others stay here and try to fortify.
I will
2 to
turn
3.
to our new friend, whose name I have conveniently forgotten.
Mitsuru.
Oh, Mitsu?
The
Was it my character?
the guard, the city guard.
The guard is Heta.
Becca? Why do I have Trey's journal?
I don't know. I wrote it there. I didn't realize it was shareable.
Each other's journals.
Trey's journal is empty.
I see it too.
Interesting.
Head empty, no thoughts.
Just this magical empty journal.
So, there was a theoretical split mentioned.
That's only if we want to.
Well, me and Winlith could scout up ahead. We've got our way with working through nature, and we can head out to the outpost, make contact, see if there's anybody there, and if there is, we can see about either bringing the refugees there, or possibly just bringing the people back so that way they could start to refortify their town, and then we can all, once we have got a head count, we can then further deal with this dragon.
Do I think the boat would fit up the river?
What's that?
Do I think the boat would fit up the river, or would it get stuck?
It's pretty common knowledge that this is the furthest point that people have been able to get their ships without some sort of issue. People have made it south before, but there's really bad rapids and like rocks. To the west, nobody's attempted, but like it's very shallow water compared to the rest of the river.
Okay. I mean, we can do that, but is it really smart to split up?
Well, given if it's 3 people staying at town and it's just me and you moving, we'll be able to stay hidden in the forest, and I have my sending quill. I can send word if there's anything bad really happening, but at this point it's either we can do the plan of splitting up and trying to check on the people from the outpost, but I think that at the end of the day, the thing that we're going to have to deal with is that dragon, because if we do make contact with them and we start moving the refugees from here to there, it may be around and it may surprise us and attack us when we're trying to move on the road. So at this point, our best option is either a small team of stealth that can make it to the outpost and back with information, or us as a collective group let the people stay here and fortify, and we go and deal with the problem at hand.
Waiting
Neither of
the
them sounds super great.
waiting the options. I think the first option sounds at least better, considering the circumstance. And as he said that, like, Trey like looks at the vial of blood and like casts his detect magic on it.
Oh yeah, that's some powerful juju.
Ooh.
There's like divine, necrotic. You've been very briefly around the Kyphonic crystals, those evil purple crystals. There's a similar vibe here, but different.
Okay. This thing is definitely magical, and this is just a theory, but there is hints of the magic of the crystals in this blood. So I'm thinking potentially this dragon could be corrupted by the crystals.
Maybe it's a zombie dragon.
Well, if this dragon is anything like those zombies, it's got to be put down.
Dangerous and a threat to the local environment.
Yeah, we
Yes.
let's put out Bay. Totally.
Hmm?
Let's head out, Bay. Like, totally do that.
Alright, so it's just going to be us two sneaking to the outpost then?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, at least as far as the plants, we can ask them if anything's nasty around. Or at least I can.
All right. So, if y'all are heading west, are you attempting to do it stealthily?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I will need stealth checks.
1 second.
Be safe out there.
Son of a gun. I wasn't meaning to press that.
That's cool. At least we know why you have advantage.
I didn't need to click it.
One second, I'm seeing if there's anything I got to help with this. I haven't played a druid in a long time, and it's such a pain in the ass to have a full spell list, but only be able to use the specific ones.
Now I have a question. For the top of where the exit gate is, would I be able to fly and just like perch myself essentially on top to keep an eye out?
You could, but you are only able, I believe, to fly once a day for a bit. So you would use up your daily flight to do that.
Then I will save that. I will save.
Whoop, don't got nothing, so whoop. Straight 12.
Cool. And then if you both could also give me a perception check.
Does a passive 17 do it, or do I have to roll for it?
What is the perception for?
To
Perceive.
to see something?
Okay.
Is that why you're asking?
Kinda. I was wanting to know if I was saying something or trying to track something.
Ah, I see.
I never got the answer on this. The passive 17 beat it, so I rolled and got worse, so I just have a passive of 17.
Okie dokie. Bay, you don't spot it, but Winlith, you catch it watching from the mountains.
Is it big, black, and inky? Well, pretend that didn't sound as interesting as it did. Okie dokie. That's not good.
1 second while Bay has an inner model stuff. I fucking knew it was going to be waiting. It's a good thing we didn't bring the refugees.
Bye, Orin.
So it's like watching Riverport, but like as you like skulk out along the wall, you like head up into the trees along the north of the road, and you're like hopping from tree to tree, and then you notice it, but it doesn't seem to have noticed you two.
Just
I mean, Hedda wasn't wrong about the way it looked.
No, not at all. But you think we should continue on to the outpost, or should we? Should I shoot them a message and let them know that the thing's in the mountains?
I would give them a warning. We might want to
Okay.
try a different route to safety.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm already like my plan of action has now kicked into part 2. We should probably just I think it would be a good idea if we go check on the outpost, make sure that people are alive there, but then we make our way back, and we should, since we know where it is now, we have an advantage against it. We could use that and kind of pincer it. While we're at the outpost, I'll send a message to the others that the dragon is in the mountains, and we could try and get it from 2 separate fronts. One where it's watching from riverfront, so it'll see them coming. It'll be distracted by them, and then we can kind of flank it. It's not expecting it.
Do I think we could even get up the mountain to where it's at?
You have the tools for climbing, and so you're probably aware of what it takes to get up a mountain like that, and these are like some fucking 90-degree angle cliffs. Like they're steep, shitty, jutting rocks. It's gonna be hard to climb, and if you fall, it's gonna fuck you up, but you could probably do it if you tried hard enough.
I think we should lure it away from the cliffs. If we try climbing that, at least one of us is probably going to die.
Well, then it's a great thing that I was not planning on climbing it. I said to have the 3 of them come out as a distraction.
Okay.
The point was to lure it.
Lure it down to the ground, and then we come up from behind and poke it in the butt and shoot it in the butt.
Yeah, sure. We've been friends for a long time. I didn't know you had a fixation on dragon ass.
No, it's just easier to kill certain things from behind.
sounds like Dark Souls.
Alright, well, I think with that we should continue our sneaking up to the outpost to make sure that people, 1, made it there and not also in ruin.
Alrighty, go ahead and give me another stealth, both of you.
Ooh.
Nope, that's not who I want.
Oh, everything was deleted. He's dead.
Nope, that's not who I want. One of these days I'm going to click on my token.
Okay, the shield that's right next to mine. The shield right here should be the one you click on.
Try here. I'll do this. Did that fix it?
There we go.
Apologize.
It looks like we're all clustered together.
Okie
Not
dokie.
that far.
Did it roll myself?
Yes, it did.
Okay, I'm just not seeing the rolls in chat now. Nothing's popped up.
Yeah, you got a 14.
Better than last time.
Yeah. But it also rolled better than last time. You both make your way over to the lake, and as you're like crossing the lake to like get to the outpost, it catches you on the edge of the lake. Like you see that it sees you, and it almost seems to zero in on Bay. And you both know where it's at, so you're both like watching it now. And Bay, like, it looks like this thing is like staring into your soul.
She is going to kind of get stuck in that moment where she is now locked eyes with a predator in the mountains and is let's see.
Unleash your inner donkey.
Riz the dragon? Alright. No. I'm not on a core, I can't do that right now. My charisma's not as good. She is going to... man. Let's see, so... How close are we to the outpost?
You're like a backyard or two's distance from the outpost.
Okay.
How close is it to us?
Couple miles.
Okay, so that is definitely not close enough for what I was planning on doing.
As you're both sitting there and like, what the fuck do we do? What the fuck do we do? What the fuck do we do? Bay, you hear an eerie, ethereal voice in your head. You smell like my brother. And then the dragon skulks up the mountain and out of sight.
Oh.
That word.
But you no longer see the dragon.
With that, Bay's gonna turn back to Winless and be like, I think we should hurry to that outpost. That's I think no, that we need to get back to the other. We need to get back to the others, but we need to make sure that this outpost is all right first.
Okay, we're right at it. And I will begin to hurry forward.
As you come in from the east, from the edge of the woods, there's several buildings with lights on. The closest one seems to be an inn, and a shaggy dog rests sleepily on the porch, as if there wasn't just a dragon in the mountains eyeing you all.
I think there's people around.
Well, let's go inside and check on them.
Alright, you pop into the inn. There's several people in here. All seem to look just on edge. It's safe to assume that these are refugees from Riverport, all laying low. Nobody jumps out as crazy important. There's like an orange dragonborn, like looking over a map, like with a horde of like rolled up maps attached to his back. There's a blacksmith, like looking at her hammer, sort of like obviously like thinking back to her forge, and she looks like she feels a little useless right now. Just random citizens here and there. There's a guy in the back that looks like maybe he might have been like the mayor or whatever of Riverport, but he looks like he has like 1,000-mile stare. And as you like come in, they've got one of those little things on the top of the door, so the bell dings. And a little halfling woman approaches you and goes, "Oh, hello. We don't have any more rooms available, but we can feed you if you need."
Oh no. Actually, we came to check on you guys. We just came from Riverport. Sorry situation that we were coming to make sure that survivors had made it here. The head of the guard, she stuck around to make sure that any survivors might have been around, or to, I guess, tell anybody that showed up.
Well, it's good to hear that there's other people that are still alive. Everybody here just seemed to be worried about everything that had happened. It's not every day you hear anything about a dragon. Me and my wife have been swamped.
Or see one.
You actually saw it?
Yeah,
It was ugly.
and it crawled over the mountain, over the other side. Seemed to be watching out for something, but it seems like it might have moved on.
Oh, hopefully. Lord knows why. It's crazy, you never think that it'd happen where you live. But if you need a place to stay, if you've got camping supplies, you can set out in the yard. There's a spot for a fire. Don't mind the dog. And like I said, if you need something to eat, we got stew and flatbread and some roasted onions.
Food might be good, but we've got a group of people that we're looking after. Seeing that y'all are in good shape, I'd suggest staying here and resting up. But we're gonna head back to the Riverport to our group. We're gonna see about getting that place cleaned up a little bit. Maybe you could send some people tomorrow, once they fed and rested, back over to Riverport and try and help clean up and rebuild a bit. Definitely look like you could use the space, and we've got more mouths than you could take care of now.
She gives you a really bright smile and says, "Yeah, I could use a rest. I'll make sure to pass along the news that you all think it's potentially safe over there now and that you're fixing things up.
Alrighty. What's your name, by the way?
Oh, I'm Tulip. Tulip Peeps Blossom. And the lady over there tending to the bar, that's my wife, Bira.
Tulip and Bira. I'm Bay Hartfall, and this here's my companion, Winless. We'll definitely let the captain know that people got away. Do you know of anybody else that might have come from Riverport but didn't stick around?
There's a lot of people that kept running. I don't know names or anything, but most of the
That's alright.
most of the crowd stuck here, but I think some of them kept going. Maybe people in Cherrytown would know.
Alright. Well, thank you. I think that'll do for us then. Anything you want, Winless?
No, I think we can just head back and work on building.
Alrighty. It was a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. Thank you again for the offer and the hospitality. But we'll be on our way now.
What was Tulip's wife's name? Hello?
I think it was beer.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, it was Bira. Byra. I will make them available in your NPCs. Alright, and as this is happening at the outpost, what is the other three members of the party up to in Riverport?
We're probably gathering the bodies and going to bury them.
The ones that don't disintegrate,
Right.
or the ones that we can.
Yeah, you're able to within a few hours gather up the bodies and like sort of take them outside of the wall, and you find a couple spades in the rubble of the town. You're able to dig graves and lay the bodies to rest. I imagine the cleric might have something to say. Trey?
Sorry. Say that again.
Did you want to say anything as you were laying these bodies to rest?
He like kneels down on the ground and brings out a couple incense sticks out of his inventory, lights them up, puts them in his hand as he like prays for like their souls to be like return to for their bodies to be returned to the earth and their souls to return to the life stream and eventually be reborn one day.
The live stream.
Sorry, I'm like fighting with sleep a little bit right now.
That's okay. We're not too far from the end now. All right. So you all lay these bodies to rest outside of the town. There's like 20 or so people. Trey says some prayers to Arin, and you sanctify the new cemetery. And as you finish setting up these graves, Bay and Winlith finally make their way back. And as you're approaching Bay and Winlith, you see the rest of the party sort of finishing laying the dead to rest.
So do I see them heading towards us?
Yeah.
He like Trace gets off of the ground. He like brushes his knees to get the dirt off. And he like waves to them, saying, "Hey, glad to see that you made it back safely." Please update us. What have you seen? Well, you can tell. You can say once we gather everyone.
As the party begins to regroup, the sun is starting to set in. Did I say it rises in the north and sets in the south, or was it rises in the south and sets in the north?
North in the south, the moon does the opposite.
Okay. So you see the sun starting to scrape the southern horizon. The evening is setting in as you all begin to gather back together.
Okay, and we're gathering everyone so that we can tell them the plan.
Yeah, so you've all sort of gathered back together right outside of Riverport's wall.
So, moving them away from here is not a good idea. The town doesn't have any more room at the inn.
Sounds like our best bet is just to continue to refortify here and build a place here for the congregation.
Yeah, it does seem like that. They had some. I let them know that if when tomorrow comes, if they got anybody that's willing, that's from here, they could come back and help with the rebuilding.
Also, the big, frightening, ugly dragon went that away, and I point to the south. Over the mountains. After it flew at us.
Well, that is good that it went away.
It flew at you and then went away. Why?
I don't actually recall it flying at us. I think it just stayed from its perch, spoke to me in my mind, and then crawled away.
Oh, I thought it came toward us.
No.
I misunderstood. Oh, it stared at us and then crawled away.
So it stared
I'm
menacingly.
guessing that we weren't tasty enough. I mean, you guys weren't tasty enough.
Or it saw us
It,
and like we would turn it into dragon steak.
I have something that I need to let y'all know once we've settled down for the night. We don't need to. This might cause a bit of panic with some people, so let's just wait until we're camped out, and then we'll continue talking about this.
Well, I sure hope so. Dragons are talking to you.
I hadn't said that yet in character.
Oh, never mind.
That is the exact thing that I'm waiting to tell.
Should we gather some food? Maybe from the forest nearby?
I mean, this town's got to have. They said it's only been a couple of days. I'm sure that there's dry stock here that we could use to help start getting people going, at least for the night. It's getting a little late to start foraging.
You would know from when you were all looking around the town earlier, because you were looking for survivors and you were looking for anything useful. The building at the center of the town is like an inn/tavern, and it has like plenty of food that's still good there, like enough to feed people for probably like a month.
So I will begin gathering that stuff. Maybe start a fire?
Can Trey, find like a piece of paper and something to write with, and he would like do an inventory of all the food that's remaining in the town and plans like a rationing system.
Yeah, you're able to start taking notes, and I imagine Trey shares with the party the copy of the map that he was given by his sister that sort of lays out everything she was aware of in the world around them. So the map that you are all seeing is mostly the map that Volin passed along. There's some extra stuff on here that isn't on Trey's map, but we won't worry about that for...
Oh, maybe that farm up there will be of help. And I point to the farm that we probably don't want to go anywhere near.
So, as you're beginning to get around for the night, Winlith, you were gathering up food. Trey's taking stock, writing up rationing. Are you also preparing the food, Winlith, or does somebody else want to prepare food?
They will prepare the food.
Alright. Yeah, you guys have tag teamed cooking for a group before. What's Bay cooking?
So let's see. This is a riverside village. I'd assume that they have a lot of grains, probably rice, if for like a roughage. Probably something hearty, like a vegetable, like a vegetable casserole, essentially. Just taking a lot of like thick, hearty vegetables, and if there is any like cheeses or anything like that, because I know cheese can hold for a while. Any cheeses or anything like that, like kind of like make a cheesy rice and vegetable bake.
There might also be salted fish. And
if there is, then yeah, if there is salted fish, definitely probably do some fish along with it.
Yeah, I'd imagine that they have a good stock of fish. They have, I'd assume there's like carrots and cauliflower and broccoli and such. Probably like lettuce or cabbage. They have plenty of flour because they are a Zelkin. The fuck's the word I'm looking for?
A subsidiary?
No, territory.
Yeah, it's a Zelkin territory. So they've had shipments of Zelkin grain. So there is rice, there's flour. So you're able to throw together like a hot dish, layering vegetables and meats and cheeses and such with the grains. Sort of almost like a panned risotto. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to do as you were settling down for the night?
I would like. Oh,
Trey, you already let me know you were taking stock and making plans.
Yep.
now, question: who had the dragon's blood, or the vial of the dragon's blood?
That would be Trey.
Okay. I want to know if I could do this. Dispel magic on the blood to see if that.
Yeah, Trey hands it over.
How would I just do that?
Yeah, you cast Dispel Magic on the vial of blood, and you watch as the murky, black, inky Icarus blood, like, jiggles in this vial, and then all of a sudden, like, from the outside in, you watch the color turn from black to red.
That's good to know, man.
Oh, that's the reverse of how it usually works.
Okay.
No, sorry.
That is not right.
Good to know that we have something against it if we do ever encounter it. Now just to figure out what has corrupted this dragon. So that way we can avoid it.
Did we notice the purpley patches and stuff on it?
Yeah, you guys got a good look at it.
Maybe it was.
You definitely recognize the crystals because you've fought the zombies that were like that.
Maybe it was the crystals, because there were purpley crystals all over it.
Yeah, we
Encountered these before.
as a matter of fact, not a dragon, but it was shortly after meeting a companion of mine. She'll kind of look blush a little bit, and look to the side. But shortly after meeting him, he sent me I sent him a sending, and he responded with it in a kind of weird way for a first message. But he did warn me against the zombies that were approaching, and if it wasn't for Anakura, I don't think that I would have very well made it out of there.
I mean, you've never really been that great at flirting.
And Mitsuru,
She's gonna elbow her friend in the back of the head. Shut up.
Mitsuru, you're immediately going to recognize the name of the son of the god that you serve.
Gordon said, do you know where he happened to have gone?
He was heading to Zelk, I think, the last time he had mentioned, but I can't be too sure if he's made it there. We've had very scant contact, just ascending here and there. I haven't sent him any recently because I've been kind of preoccupied with travel and such. But The last time I remember, he was heading towards Zelkways. Why do you ask?
Interesting. Just curious.
Are we at the point now to where we've kind of all grouped up in our own little private camping area?
I'd imagine so. Ivy, was there anything that you wanted to do as you were settling down for the night?
No. I'm just trying to think, and I'm just gonna sit and ponder.
All right. So yeah, you're all sort of like gathering around a fire at the center of this like sort of trashed town. Um, the refugees have sort of poured out of the ship now that they feel like they're probably safe. The captain and his crew are like generally coming and going, and everybody's eating and getting ready to like rest for the night wherever they can find solace. And the party is sort of like around a fire, like beginning to rest.
Well, so what I wanted to talk to y'all about once we were kind of together, well, so Winless was correct in saying that the dragon, like, it looked at us, it saw us, but then it just left. Well, it was looking at me, and when we tried to continue moving towards the outpost, and it finally like noticed us, it spoke to me in my mind. It said, I smell like its brother. And
Whoa.
I'm not, I can't really make hide or hair of why, but the only people that I've met even remotely a dragon-like has been on a core. I don't know what, that thing doesn't look like a dragonborn I've ever seen.
Do you have dragons talking to you often?
Given that this was the first time I've seen a dragon, a dragon, yeah, no, I don't, I can't say that I'm acquainted with any other ones.
Perhaps someone transformed as from a dragon. Trying to blend in so no one would recognize it.
It's a kind of a wild thing to transform into if you're trying to hide now, isn't it?
Well, not turn into a dragon, but turn into a human or some other creature that you might have been in contact with.
Huh. That's quite possible, but I think that may not be the last time that we see that dragon. It looked, it was looking into my soul. It felt like this thing was looking into me as it sat there, and it just said that and left.
Nothing else. Just looked at you and left.
Spoken to my mind and then skedaddled.
I will
Climbed
say,
right over the
Not
mountain range.
ominous.
I will say, Mitsuru, you do know that Anakur does have a sister.
Hmm.
Well,
Interesting.
that aside though, it seems weird that that thing just dropped down and attacked here, of all places, because the outpost is untouched. They had a dog outside, like it was nothing going on, and I it's just so this doesn't seem like I've dealt with my fair share of reptiles and other sort of creatures, and it's like this doesn't seem like the habit of a just a creature. This is something. This seems weird. It feels targeted.
Very quick.
As we're winding down, there's one more twist that happens as the night is setting in. You hear a familiar voice, Ivy, as one of your brothers runs up to you from the western gate. Which one of your brothers? I can come up with a name if you want, though.
Have it be my youngest brother.
Okie dokie. Your youngest brother, Barry Hex, runs up. Ivy! Ivy! There was we ran, and there was a girl, and she was on fire, and I was here, and then there was a dragon, and I hid in the woods. Someone at the gate saw me, and they thought I was you, and then they said you were here, and I didn't believe them, and...
I pull him in close and just hold him.
Is there a pot of tea brewing anywhere close by?
There's a lot of people here. I'm sure somebody's got some tea on.
Alright, Trey is on a mission to go look for some too, so they can give it to them. To calm their nerves.
Yeah, you like go a few steps away, and there's like an older lady, and she gives you a little bit of tea for the young fella.
Does he look like he's okay?
He looks a little scuffed up, but like he's not injured at all. Like dirty. There's some scorch marks.
I ask, are you the only one out here?
Yeah. I don't know where everybody else is.
Do you know when you got separated?
The girl, she touched, we touched, we found her in the woods, and she was flashing, and the flash, and we were different places every time it flashed, and everybody got separated in different spots. I don't know where everyone is.
It's okay.
Take deep breaths,
You're okay now.
one.
You're with me.
I summon a handful of good berries and hand one to Barry.
Trey hand over the tea.
The little mouse starts popping berries in his mouth and chugging tea. And there's like
Don't we
tears.
need one of those? He's going to be full for a week.
Berries.
So yeah, you have found one of your missing family members. You have a feeling that there might be more somewhere nearby. This gives you a level of hope, I'd imagine.
Yes, and worry.
I imagine that too. Yeah, there's a fucking scary ass dragon around. That makes a lot of sense.
Bay will put a hand on Ivy's shoulder and be like, "We'll help you find him."
We better. I don't care whose sister, brother, or what, whoever that dragon is. I will end them.
Didn't seem very ladylike to me.
Speaking
It's
of
gotta be
ends,
deceiving.
speaking of ends, I think that's a good place to call it for tonight, as everybody starts to settle in the ruins of Riverport. You all gain the benefits of a long rest. Not that anybody really needed it, but yeah, you are all safe for the evening.
Oh my god, that was good. That was fun.
To anybody watching in stream, have a good night. To anybody watching on YouTube, remember, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. And have a good one until we see you next time.
Bye.
Great.
Latest.
Good night,
Deuces.
YouTube.